War is most commonly started when a faction of people have something that another group wants to control for themselves. But ultimately, this pattern of greed is motivated by a mentality of scarcity. It's only natural to feel that resources are finite, and those that control the most, first, are typically best positioned to flourish. But what happens when the energy needed to power countries becomes abundant and accessible throughout the world? In this video, I'll be discussing what kind of warfare a Type 1 civilization is likely to produce and what it may look like on Earth. So let's get right into it. Warfare has been one of the few constants in humanity's history, and only in the last 100 years have we seen signs that it's declining. This is likely because advancing technologies have made it easier to obtain the things we need, and our economies have gradually become more dependent on each other. Needless to say, the invention of nuclear weapons has also deterred many countries from starting war as well. These trends are likely to be multiplied, considering a Type 1 civilization would be a highly connected society that has complete control over the planet's energy systems. In the case of Earth, this means that generating energy from our oceans, wind, the sun, and tectonic plates would be commonplace. This would be really great since everything we consume requires energy, and if we can obtain it for free, then it would make everything we consume cheaper and convert the luxuries of the past into commodities we take for granted. Ironically, by controlling our planet's energy systems, humanity's power will grow, but violence will decrease and be replaced by a more productive form of warfare, a war for attention. Traditional war is often motivated by accumulating resources, but in a world where basic necessities are met, our primary urges for power may take a different form. We're at an inflection point where your personal attention and data are worth more than the land and resources people used to kill each other for. Subjugating the enemy is no longer the goal in a Type 1 civilization, but instead to misinform and artificially decrease productivity. And I know, it sounds a lot like today, but the truth is we're just in the beginning because only half the people on Earth are active users of the internet. This means that in the coming decades, there will be a huge influx of people consuming content and making new ways to connect with each other. Although this may turn out to be mostly positive, it introduces more elaborate opportunities where people will try to take advantage of others. Viral misinformation may become even more troublesome than it is today as it reaches larger amounts of people throughout the world and destabilizes trust in each other and institutions. Strategies to deliberately spread unverifiable narratives will be bolstered by things like deep fakes, which are basically algorithms used to copy the appearance and voice of an individual.
You take every penny and you go in the can for felony tax evasion. Ouch. Huge mistake. You didn't launder your money. Now, you give me your money. Okay, that's called placement. Hand me that little bin. This is a casino, right? I take your dirty money, then I slip it into the casino's nice, clean cash flow, which is called layering. The final step is integration. The revenues from the casino go to the owner and his smoking hot wife, transforming your filthy Russian money into nice, clean, taxable income.
If left unchecked, world leaders could become discredited on a daily basis due to the sheer volume of fake statements and compromising acts. This would cause a lot of anger at the wrong people and could be a powerful force in destabilizing international alliances. After all, information is the foundation to action, and if adversaries can manipulate what people think is true, then reality is theirs for the taking. Sowing doubt and division in a population may be the most utilized strategy in a Type 1 civilization, but disrupting local climates with targeted weather manipulation could be a close second. Currently, a handful of countries already use a technique called cloud seeding to artificially create rain clouds in dry regions. In fact, the US has already used that technology in the Vietnam War to extend the monsoon season in order to soften roads and cause landslides. But a Type 1 is thought to have much wider influence on weather patterns. Seeing as increased hurricanes may become more frequent due to climate change, some countries may take it upon themselves to manipulate the pressure in their regional atmosphere to force a redirection of serious storms toward other landmasses. On one side, shifting weather like this will be for self-defense, but in some cases, it may be used to destabilize nearby enemies. Even more impactful may be the strategy of attacking renewable energy systems. A reliable energy system is essential for a functioning society, but by creating sustained cloudy weather patterns or reducing the wind in an area, an adversary could trigger rolling blackouts throughout a country. It's expected that by 2050, the world will primarily be utilizing renewable energy, so unless precautions are taken, this could be detrimental to many people. Conflict will likely always exist in one form or another, but as access to energy increases in the world, it may have a transformative effect on how our greed is expressed. It's believed that a Type 1 civilization is a post-scarcity society, meaning the idea of all or none is replaced with the mentality that there is enough to share because of technological and cultural progression. If post-scarcity is actually possible, this may mean that people will gradually begin climbing the hierarchy of needs around the world and seeing less of a reason for violently taking what they want. Of course, knowing our species, as the problem of war decreases over time, we'll likely find ourselves dealing with yet another challenge. But with each passing generation, we will likely become less violent and more connected. So remember, keep orbiting, and if you feel like you got any value out of this video, shoot me a like and subscribe for regular content about the future of humanity. Also, if you'd like to learn more about Type 1 civilizations, I've already made another video explaining what they are and what it would take for us to make that next step. So thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.